not going under. I'll get on you, get your money longer. Ready, break pocket now, straight for the never now, make a wrong turn. Get it cheddar, money maker any weather. Every treasure, dig it up with the leather.
Alright, welcome back to SoFlo TV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. So in this particular video here, we are going to talk about Vybz Kartel, something that he had to say about the system. But first, let me say this. I was one of them that was hoping that after Buju Banton was released, that Vybz Kartel would have been released and I would have been able to fly down to Jamaica and see both of them on the same stage. It never happened. You understand? Gargamel free, but Kartel still incarcerated and we are still holding faith. Now, this is what Vybz Kartel recently posted on Instagram, and it says 4 months of trial with 6,000 pages of transcription. Then only take 1 hour for cook up man and convict 1 fucking hour. Now we have to wait 1 year for appeal. Fool on the tech man for, but hurry up and finish on the crucifixion so we can get real justice at UK. Me never stop born boss the slave. Alright. With that said, that little note right there says a lot. I'm going to break that down for you. But first, let's talk about all that's surrounding, like what Lawyer have to say and all these other things. As you know, recently we saw the appeal trial. Remember, or the appeal hearing rather. Remember, at first it was an uphill battle to even get an appeal, and then they were granted an appeal hearing, and then now the case has been heard. And now we were thinking it was going to take about 3 months for them to be come back with a verdict in the appeal hearing, and it has been going on 8 months now, looking like it's going to go on about a year. I don't know. So incarcerated superstar Vybz Kartel vents his frustration over this long wait of his appeal verdict on social media recently. Vybz Kartel recently blasted the system as he waits for the verdict of his appeal. The wait is intensifying. The Instagram account of the incarcerated dancehall artist recently shared a post that basically, the post as you just saw, it criticized the system. The story also threatened to take the appeal case to the high courts in the United Kingdom. That part where I'm saying hurry up and finish on the crucifixion so we can go to UK or take it to UK for real justice. Right? For people are wondering, what does that mean? Is the highest courts of Jamaica located in the United Kingdom? And the answer to that is yes. I've told people that before. The answer to that is yes. Alright? The man said never stop burn out bossy slave. And those of you who don't know what a bossy slave is, it kind of speaks for itself. But let me explain to you really quick what a bossy slave is. In less than 30 seconds, a bossy slave is somebody who feels that they have arrived and they've put themselves in a position to down press their own people who have not arrived yet, right? All at the will of their master. So plantation with upon as what Jamaica is, and you have some bossy slave down there, and then you have others that understand that we are in the field. Alright. Kartel, whose real name is Adidja Palmer, along with fellow entertainer Sean Storm, who know about Andre St. John and Kahira Jones, were all found guilty in 2014 of the 2011 supposedly murder of Clive Lizard Williams, which body has not been found and all that other stuff yet, after a trial that lasted 65 days. The 4 men were all given mandatory life sentence, with the self-proclaimed world boss ordered to serve 35 years is what they gave Vybz Kartel before he is eligible for parole. So this appeal is very much needed right now as far as the verdict to be heard and them say yes, the case mash up and send him out a road and these kind of things. That's what people who are hopeful for him, that is what they're waiting to hear. Campbell, St. John and the others were ordered to serve 25 years before they would become eligible for parole. So in 2011, Kartel was arrested in Kingston and he was given a double murder charge. Subsequently though, he was acquitted on one of the charges, but he and 3 of his accused were later on convicted on the second charge, and that was the longest murder trial in Jamaica's history. Following years of waiting for this appeal, the case was finally heard last year in the Supreme Court. In nearly 5 days of legal submissions. Those 5 days, those attorneys representing all of the guys involved were able to lay out their case, lay out their saying what was not right and what was right and so on and so forth. And the attorney for Cartel and his co-convicts argued their right to a fair trial was prejudiced by a number of factors. Among the factors, the admission of uncontaminated evidence. They were saying that contaminated evidence was accepted into trial. Chief among the contaminated evidence was that BlackBerry message that was reportedly lifted from the entertainer's mobile phone. And during the appeal, the prosecution argued that the integrity of the evidence had remained intact, even though the phone was admittedly tampered with. So the police officer who used the phone, took the phone, I don't know in what trial, in what country that would be considered okay, and anything on that phone would consider to be still good. It's like you get a rotten apple off of the tree and you're trying to cut off the rotten pieces so you can find 2 little good pieces outside to eat. Why not just dash out the whole apple? Yeah. So this is what happened here. So during the appeal, the prosecution argued that even though the phone was tampered with, that the voice note, the integrity of the voice note still remains intact, which others argued that no, it doesn't. For one, the phone was tampered with, that alone it should have been thrown out. And for two, because it was tampered with, God knows whatever else they could have done to that voice note, splice it, slice it. And we live in a technological world now where that is very, very easy to do, right? But the prosecution wanted that voice note to be taken into court and admitted as an admission of guilt. However, after several months, a blanket of uncertainty still hovers above Cartel's appeal case because people still are waiting and we're still saying, why, we are wait. 3 months gone, 4 months gone, 5 months gone. They said 6 months at max. We're in the 7th month now. What's going to happen next? A lot of people are saying, so Flo, them just have him sit down there, stew. They're going to let him out, but not before they make him sit down there a little bit longer. Them just draw out the thing, but eventually he will be out. And big up to them people there who are actually holding faith. It's one thing to be locked up, but you need people behind you to actually still hold the faith with you. You know what? Everybody out the door I talk about, why you're gone forever, you're never coming out. So we don't keep that kind of energy, yeah? Because for those of us who follow this case, we know the truth about this case, all right? So his attorney, who is Bert Samuels, may I mind you that this same attorney is exactly the same attorney that is representing Mavado's son. Mavado's 17-year-old son that has that murder charge is being represented by Bert Samuels as well. Anyways, Bert Samuels is the same attorney representing Vybz Kartel, and he said that in this, Vybz Kartel's attorney, Bert Samuels, now remember this is one off his attorney, okay, said that this appeal is 10 times the size of a normal appeal, and therefore it will take much longer than the usual 9 months that I have to wait to hear something back. The trial lasted 4.5 months. The average murder case lasts usually about 2 weeks, but this one lasted 4.5 months. As a consequence of that, there were 6,500 pages of evidence that were presented that will have to be looked at and combed through with like a fine teeth comb. But the moment I do know the date, he said, trust me, it will spread like wildfire. So his attorney is optimistic, of course, and that is an attorney's job. You don't want an attorney where I go say, boy, no look too good, it take longer than usual, so maybe something wrong, and them not gonna make him come out. You need an attorney that's gonna say exactly what he has said here. And what he said was that usually a regular case murder trial would normally take 2 weeks from beginning to end. This one took 4.5 months, and as a result, there was over 6,500 pages of stuff that needs to be transcript, manuscript, whatever you want to call it, evidence, on paper, word for word, court proceedings that needs to be sifted through. At this point, I am saying they've been incarcerated for quite some time now, and I don't think an extra few months either here or there, although 1 day in a Babylon system is not good, and I mean in a prison in the belly of the beast is not good for nobody. I don't wish any man to be there, if they are not guilty of the charges. Some people belong there, but if you're not guilty of the charges, or if you're there under false pretense, or if you're there because some trumped up charges, then you don't want to be there for not even a day. And right now, the time has stretched. Right? The time is being stretched out, and the people them must say, a time for them let him out now, a time for him come on road now. And for the people who are saying that how we always say, oh, free Vybz Kartel, but we not say free Sean Storm and free the others, it is because you must understand that Vybz Kartel is the main focal point, right? And once he is freed, then subsequently the rest of the guys that are attached will also be freed. You understand how it works? So it's not that we're campaigning for one individual. We're campaigning for this whole case, but this whole case has taken on this face that you're looking at right here. Alright? Was Vybz Kartel right in what he said in that IG message? And him not stop bun, boss slave and all these things? Leave your comment in the comment section below. It's SoFlo TV, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know we do it already, right? Intelligence. I'm out. Peace.
We not going under. I'll get on you, get your money longer. Ready, break, but it now work. Straight for the never now, make no wrong turn. Get it cheddar, money maker any weather. Every treasure.